Alchemy is an enigmatic blend of philosophy, mysticism, and experimentation. It stands as a fascinating precursor to modern science. Its origins are shrouded in mystery. Its practitioners range from ancient civilizations to medieval alchemists like Paracelsus, to scientists like Sir Isaac Newton, and modern psychologists like Carl Jung. One thing for certain is that there's great value in understanding the true essence of alchemy. There's great wisdom in learning what alchemy is truly about, especially in relationship to our health, both physically and psychologically. Alchemy is also a form of worship. So what's the true essence of alchemy? Let's answer that starting from the beginning. The origins of alchemy are as cryptic as the philosopher's stone itself, which is the essence and goal of practicing alchemy. It's a timeless process whereby the stone perfects itself across history. While it is commonly associated with medieval Europe, its roots stretch back to ancient civilizations such as Egypt and China. Alchemists believe that the practice originates with the cosmos itself. Alchemy is how God creates the all. However, to historically trace it, alchemy emerged from the confluence of various cultural and philosophical currents, drawing inspiration from the wisdom traditions of East and West. The term alchemy itself is derived from the Arabic word alchemia, which in turn traces its origins to the ancient Egyptian word chem, meaning black or dark. This origin of the word reflects the alchemical process of transmutation, wherein the prima materia, or base substance, undergoes a process of purification and refinement, symbolized by the stages of nigredo or blackness, albedo or whiteness, citrinitas or yellowness, and rubedo or redness. Symbolically, alchemy embodies the quest for spiritual enlightenment and material transformation. The philosopher's stone, often depicted as a luminous gem or elixir, symbolizes the alchemist's ultimate goal, the attainment of perfection and immortality. Beyond its material aspect, the philosopher's stone represents the integration of opposites, the reconciliation of the conscious and unconscious, the spiritual and material, the finite and infinite. Phenomenologically, alchemy encompasses a holistic approach to reality, embracing both the tangible and intangible aspects of existence. The alchemical process unfolds on multiple levels, from the laboratory experiments of the physical realm to the inner workings of the human psyche. Alchemists view the cosmos as a vast alchemical laboratory, wherein the elements interact and evolve according to universal principles of harmony and transformation. The alchemical tradition is distinguished by its symbolic imagery and allegorical narratives, which serve to channel profound spiritual insights. They are often cryptic texts that hide a simple truth that only a few can see. The alchemist's journey mirrors the archetypal hero's quest, wherein the adept confronts inner demons, overcomes trials, and ultimately achieves self-realization. Through the alchemical work, the adept participates in the cosmic drama of creation and redemption, aligning with the divine will and embodying the sacred marriage of heaven and earth. Egyptian alchemy, dating back to around 3000 BCE, focused on the transmutation of base metals into gold and the search for the elixir of life. The symbolic language of alchemy, with its imagery of dragons, serpents, and transformative processes, finds its earliest expressions in the hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt. In China, alchemy, known as the Tao of Gold, emerged alongside Taoist philosophy, emphasizing harmony with nature and the pursuit of immortality through inner transformation. The alchemical tradition in China, with its emphasis on the balance of yin and yang, mirrored the cosmic principles of the universe. The Renaissance witnessed a resurgence of interest in alchemy, propelled by figures like Paracelsus, the Swiss physician, alchemist, and philosopher, whose contributions reshaped the trajectory of Western medicine. Paracelsus stood apart from his predecessors by rejecting the esoteric mysticism often associated with alchemy, by seeking a pragmatic and empirical approach to help people. His exposure to Hermetic writings, including the Corpus Hermeticum, profoundly influenced his philosophy. Paracelsus identified the Tria Prima, consisting of sulfur, mercury, and salt. In Paracelsian alchemy, sulfur represents the soul because it embodies the fiery, volatile essence within all living beings. It symbolizes the transformative power and vital force that animates life, driving personal growth and spiritual evolution. Mercury, on the other hand, is associated with the spirit because it represents intelligence, adaptability, and communication. It serves as the bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, facilitating the exchange of energy and information between the material and immaterial aspects of existence. And salt is linked to the body as it symbolizes stability, structure, and manifestation. It represents the tangible aspects of life, including the physical body, health, and the material world. Together, sulfur, mercury, and salt form the Tria Prima, which are the elements that alchemists experiment with. Paracelsus viewed alchemy as more than just turning base metals into gold. It was a means of self-transformation and healing. Paracelsus introduced the Spagyric method, which is a holistic approach to herbal medicine that combines alchemical principles with pharmacology, giving birth to a revolution in medicine. He extracted the essential virtues of plants, purify them, and recombine them to enhance their therapeutic potency. His innovative approach laid the groundwork for modern pharmaceutical science, revolutionizing the practice of medicine. Paracelsus's writings are full of cryptic passages and enigmatic symbols, concealing truths that transcend the limits of conventional understanding. His aphorisms and maxims, such as "the human body is vapor materialized by sunshine mixed with the life of the stars," encapsulate the essence of true alchemical wisdom. These cryptic writings are keys that unlock great secrets. Paracelsus's revolutionary ideas challenged the prevailing beliefs of his time and paved the way for the integration of alchemy into the emerging scientific discourse of the Renaissance and the Age of Enlightenment. At the heart of alchemy lies the Hermetic tradition, a mystical and philosophical system attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary Egyptian sage. The Corpus Hermeticum, a collection of writings attributed to Hermes, explains the principles of alchemy, astrology, and spiritual enlightenment. The Hermetic writings influenced not only alchemy but also the development of Western esotericism, shaping the mystical traditions of the Renaissance and beyond. The most famous passage from the Emerald Tablet is as follows: "That which is above is like that which is below, and that which is below is like that which is above, to accomplish the miracle of one thing. And just as all things have come from this one thing, through the mediation of one mind, so do all created things originate from this one thing, through transformation." One of the most notable figures influenced by the Emerald Tablet was Sir Isaac Newton, the father of modern physics, who was also an alchemist. Newton was deeply fascinated by alchemy and spent a significant portion of his life studying the occult sciences, including the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. He believed that the secrets of alchemy held the key to understanding the underlying principles of the universe. In a collection of his writings called the Portsmouth Papers, a big chunk was about alchemy, showing how much he was into it. Newton was also fascinated by the Temple of Solomon, an old building with deep symbolic meaning. He even wrote a whole chapter about it in one of his books, where he tried to understand its significance. All of this is to say that modern science originates from alchemists and occultists. In an open address to the Royal Society Club in 1942, John Maynard Keynes eloquently captured the essence of Sir Isaac Newton's intellectual legacy. Newton was not the first scientist of the age of sense. He was instead the last of magicians, the last of Babylonians and Sumerians, the last great mind to have stopped on the world of thought and of the visible with the same eyes of those who began to build our intellectual heritage little less than 10,000 years ago. His interest in alchemy wasn't just about mixing chemicals. Newton believed that alchemy held secrets about how the universe works. He thought that by studying alchemy, he could uncover fundamental truths about nature. Chemical processes such as calcination, dissolution, separation, conjunction, fermentation, distillation, and coagulation mirror psychological and philosophical transformations within the mind of the scientist or alchemist. Isaac Newton saw parallels between physical processes and mental states. Newton viewed alchemical processes as symbolic representations of inner transformation. For instance, calcination represented purging impurities from the mind, while dissolution signified breaking down mental barriers. Separation symbolized discernment and clarity. Conjunction represented integration of diverse aspects of the self, and fermentation reflected the transformative power of unconscious forces. Distillation and coagulation, in turn, represented refining and solidifying inner insights and intentions. These alchemical processes were not merely about transmuting physical substances, but about achieving a state of interconnectedness with nature, hence the development of natural sciences. The influence of alchemy extended into the 20th century through the works of Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology. Jung saw alchemy not as a primitive precursor to chemistry, but as a profound psychological and spiritual system, packed with cryptic meanings and insights into the human psyche. In his exploration of alchemical texts, Jung uncovered a symbolic language rich in archetypal imagery and psychological significance. He believed that the alchemical process of transformation mirrored the individuation journey, the integration of the unconscious and conscious aspects of the psyche. Jung recognized alchemy as a precursor to his own theories of the collective unconscious and the archetypes, seeing in its symbols a reflection of universal patterns and motifs that transcend cultural boundaries. For Jung, the philosopher's stone symbolized the realization of wholeness, achieved through the confrontation and integration of the shadow, the repressed and unconscious aspects of the self. Alchemy offered a symbolic roadmap for navigating the depths of the psyche and attaining spiritual enlightenment. In alchemy, the journey of the soul is mirrored in the alchemical process. The stages of nigredo, blackness, albedo, whiteness, citrinitas, yellowness, and rubedo, redness, correspond to stages of psychological transformation, the dissolution of the ego, the purification of the soul, and the integration of the unconscious. Beyond the quest for material transmutation and spiritual immortality, the true goal of alchemy is the integration of opposites, the reconciliation of the masculine and feminine, the conscious and unconscious, the material and spiritual. The alchemical process, symbolized by the union of the king and queen, represents the alchemical marriage or hieros gamos, the union of opposites within the alchemist's soul. This divine union gives birth to the philosopher's stone, the symbol of spiritual enlightenment and inner transformation. Achieving this state gives birth to a new becoming. Marie-Louise von Franz, one of Jung's students, once said about this divine wedding, "If we can stay with the tension of opposites long enough, sustain it, be true to it, we can sometimes become vessels within which the divine opposites come together and give birth to a new reality." In the alchemical laboratory, which is the human vessel, the alchemist transmutes darkness and ignorance to achieve the great work, which is illumination and revelation. Through the alchemical work, the alchemist confronts the shadow, purifies the soul. Alchemy, as you've discovered, is a profound and intricate system of symbolism and allegory. Its secrets are not easily unraveled, but delving deep into its meaning can be immensely rewarding, especially when exploring its connections to the body and sexuality. At its core, alchemy is a symbolic language, a language that speaks to the deepest layers of the human experience. It uses imagery of metals, elements, and transformative processes to convey profound truths about the nature of existence and the purpose of life. Now, let's talk about the body. In alchemy, the physical body is often seen as a microcosm of the universe, a vessel through which the alchemical process unfolds. Just as metals undergo purification and refinement in the alchemical furnace, so too does the body undergo a process of transformation and renewal. Alchemy teaches us to view the body not just as a biological machine, but as a sacred vessel for perfecting the great work. Sexuality in the alchemical tradition is a potent symbol of creative energy and union. The alchemists understood the power of sexual energy as a force for transformation and regeneration. The union of opposites, masculine and feminine, active and passive, is central to the alchemical process. Through the integration of these polarities, the alchemist awakens to the fullness of their being and unlocks the creative potential within. This creative potential is called the Kundalini in yogic and tantric tradition. Tantra is also inner alchemy, which we will cover in a future video. So, as you explore the subtle intricacies of alchemy, remember that the journey itself is the goal. It is through the process of seeking and striving that we uncover the hidden treasures of the soul. I hope you found wisdom in this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe for future updates.